it's not a superficial positivity. It's a positivity that's based on the promises of God. That it has a dimensionality to it that I think is really critical, especially when you hit the tough times.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
It's so true. And you know, the tough times are stressful. And we find out how we're managing our stress in stress test moments. So I'm curious, talk to us a little bit about some of your stress test moments that maybe were catalytic even in changing the way you needed to manage your stress.
That's a great question. And just for the record, I love the fact that you're redeeming some of the stress you experienced that honestly could have ended your life. And you're still here. And I think your message is critical, because stress is what causes us to age. Stress is what eats our lunch. Stress is what honestly robs us of our joy. And every leader is going to hit those moments where there's a stress test. I'll just mention one because it's the one that comes to mind. And it was a low point. It was a moment where I was going in too many directions, trying to do too many things, trying to be all things to all people. And Laura said, "This isn't what I signed up for." And it was a gut punch, because she was right. And what I did is started putting some boundaries in place. That's why to this day, I only do 7 overnight speaking trips a year, because I don't want to compromise marriage or family. At the end of the day, I want to be famous in my home. And so I think stress forced me to begin to establish boundaries. And I think you have to create margin. You know, Jesus did it by getting up early, going off to solitary places and praying. He loved to walk beaches and climb mountains, and we over spiritualize it. But I just think he established a pace of life that is worth taking a long, hard look at.
That's good.
Yeah.
You know, there's something to it.
Yeah, he wasn't rushed, which seems crazy that he gave himself 3 years to prepare for an entirely different way to look at God and culture and establish the church and the leaders. Like 3 years, like we can spiral for 3 years and do nothing but problem solve. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, how do you develop? Give us some hows, okay? How to.
That's your specialty.
That is. You're practical. We're turning frowns upside down everywhere, Doctor.
I love it.
But give us some of those practical rhythms.
Here, win the day stuff
that you have done. Yeah.
Win the day.
Win the day. But some of those practical things and rhythms, like Jesus, but like Mark, because it's unique to the way God created you.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great question. And Oswald Chambers said, "Let God be as original with others as he was with you." So I want to be careful that, I'm not saying this necessarily prescriptively. This is just more descriptively of some things that we've done. You have to find daily, weekly, annual rhythms. Rhythms is the right word. I like the word that you're using. For a daily rhythm, I mean, my daily Bible reading plan is my lifeline. It's my anchor. I got to get into God's word. It's pretty critical. And then a gratitude journal is a part of that every day. And I number them and try to have gratitudes every day.